Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Margaret Josephs opens up about her ex-best friend who spilled the tea to Teresa and Jennifer.
Teresa and Jennifer took the bait, but that's what rats do.
Plus, Jennifer Fessler reveals where she stands in Teresa versus Melissa's drama.
If you're asking me if I understand why she didn't go, yes, I do.
Plus, Teresa reunites with Jacqueline, Meghan King responds to Jim's visitation claims, and Kyle Richards is living a sober life. We got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey guys, Christina Garvaldi here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp, and welcome to Getting Real with the Housewives. No Potomac this week because of the Super Bowl, but I mean, Jersey definitely packed a punch.
Yeah, they brought it, as always.
All right, before we get into it all, let's see what you guys had to say about last week's show. Chris K says, thank you for your interview with Jackie. I didn't watch Jersey last season, but heard that she did a brave and great job with discussing her struggle. And I'm glad that she was part of the decision not to come back full time, as it might be too much as she is battling her illness. Although she said that she didn't take it any easier. I'm glad that she was candid about how her ego was a bit bruised at first. Yeah, definitely. It was, appreciate Jackie's honesty and for her realizing that she wasn't in the best place to maybe be a full-time housewife. But she just announced some exciting news this week. She is releasing a book all about her, eating disorder struggle that'll be out later this year. So, it seems like she's definitely in a good place.
Definitely. I feel like there's more housewives that have books now than don't have books.
Right. So true.
All right. Will said, Jackie Goldschneider is a beautiful woman, and it was strange not seeing her as a full-time housewife. On a different note, I thought Dolores was going to fight and get loud with Jennifer Aiden in the premiere, and instead Dolores looked defeated against Jennifer. I sense this is going to be Jennifer's season all over again. It certainly seems that way after this week's episode as well.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's the Jennifer show. And it was last season too. So we'll see what happens. And then Mary says, Heather knows, and so does Jen, talking about the black eye, of course. I don't care what she says anymore. She's only hurting herself by lying because people that did like her are going to change their minds. I agree. I mean, I think a lot of people are she was that fan favorite. And now people are like, I don't really know about Jen or Heather anymore. But it seems like that somebody knows the answers to this. Even Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live said he thinks that Jen did it. So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, moving on from the black eye. I can't talk about it anymore.
No, seriously.
I'm done. I'm done with the black eye.
Done. And, Jen Shaw reports to prison this week. Salt Lake City is back filming. So there's a lot of, I'm sure maybe we'll get some more answers next season. We'll see. All right, let's move on to our news of the week. And this was something I don't think anybody saw coming, because after several years of feuding, Teresa Giudice, Jacqueline and Rita are moving on and clearing the air. She shared a picture with Jacqueline when they got lunch together in Las Vegas, saying 5-hour lunch, lots to talk about, lots of laughs too, reunited, and it feels so good. They were joined by their husbands, and Jacqueline commented on Louis' pic when he posted a picture of him and Christopher. It says, it was such a pleasure meeting you. You're a kind, open, positive, caring person. I love how open you are to always learning, growing, and evolving. I respect that. You are living your best life. It's obvious how much you and Teresa love and adore each other. I'm so happy we connected and bonded over our beautiful necklaces. Chris and I are looking forward to creating many new happy memories with you and Teresa in the future. As we know, they were really close friends at one point, but their feud came to a head in 2014 amid her legal battle with Joe. Jacqueline told us in March of 2019 that she didn't understand Teresa's decision to not stand by her man and keep her family intact. If Joe is truly the love of her life and the father of her kids, you'd think she would go wherever he goes to keep the family together as a unit. I feel like they've been separated long enough. Her decision seems a little selfish to me. Teresa got candid about the demise of their friendship recently on her podcast, saying that she wishes the family nothing but the best, and she was really sad for a while about the end of their friendship. But yeah, definitely did not see this one coming.
No, not at all. Also, I didn't recognize Jacqueline in that photo at first. I mean, she looks completely different, right?
They look completely different. And I hate to say it, but Teresa loves a good Facetune filter. So
it could just be that.
It could just be that. But yeah, no, it's a lot. Teresa was on Watch What Happens Live recently too, and said, and like what Jacqueline said, they bonded over their two sons, Nicholas, who both have autism. And I think maybe Jacqueline making some snide comments about Melissa Gorga in the press recently, probably maybe made Teresa inclined to reach out. So, but it's nice to see them, getting back together.
It is, yeah. I mean, I always love Jacqueline. I'd love to be a camera or a fly on the wall for that 5-hour lunch. To
Seriously, where were the cameras? Where was Andy Cohen? We need this on Jersey.
Yes. All right. Well, Bronwyn's in the news again, you guys. I mean, when isn't she? So Bronwyn Wyndham Burke and girlfriend Jennifer Spinner tied the knot at the Graceland Wedding Chapel in Las Vegas on Valentine's Day. She wrote on Instagram, "Crazy in love. I adore you. You're my love, my best friend, the reason I laugh. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. Here's to a lifetime of adventures." According to Page Six, the ceremony was not legal, as not only do court records show that the two never filed for a marriage license, but also Wyndham Burke is still going through her divorce proceedings from her estranged husband, Sean Burke. Mm-hmm. Spinner also shared various photos of the pair, including getting matching tattoos and a video of Bronwyn eating wedding cake in bed. In early January, the duo sparked rumors that they were engaged when Bronwyn stepped out wearing a diamond ring, but she was quickly clarified that they were not. The couple went Instagram official in August 2022. I don't have any words.
I really want to be nice about it. Happy that she has found love, but I feel like she's in a new relationship every few months, and I feel like she just loves the idea of being in love. Yes, like she wants to have this stable relationship, wants to get married again. But you have to remember, she's got 30 kids. I mean, and the youngest I think are pretty young still. So I don't know. And I hate to judge people's relationships. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes your family happy. But it just seems like a little bit of not a very stable household, I guess.
Yes, I agree.
Not to throw judgment.
Yeah, no. I mean, I feel like she just falls hard and falls fast.
Yeah.
And she needs to pump the brakes. We've said it before about her.
Right.
I don't even know who this woman is, because I feel like I've seen her with so many people in the last year that, I mean, maybe it's been the same woman, I guess. If she's
right. Right. I can't remember either. I think that she was dating somebody else for a little while. I mean, this has only been going on since August, but it seems like they're in love, and good for them. Just hope everybody is, happy and figuring
I'm glad it wasn't legal in case something happens, but the tattoos are permanent.
The tattoos are permanent. Yes, totally. All right. Well, let's move on to Meghan King, because it feels like every single week there's another issue between her and her ex-husband, Jim Edmonds. Now, he accused her of not letting him see their children. She wrote on Instagram, "I'm sick of verbal and emotional abuse not being classified as abuse. The courts don't help protect me. My country club doesn't protect me. The police don't enforce lawyers. Lawyers don't want to deal with this. So I'm taking matters into my own hands." Now, that came shortly after Jim alluded to co-parenting issues on his social media, saying, "Sad when your ex tells the kids you don't want to see them when you're busy, then doesn't let you see them when you're out of town. Unknown, ... His rep later elaborated on his client's cryptic message in a statement to Page Six, claiming that Meghan had hired a nanny for the weekend as she was headed to a retreat instead of having Jim watch them. Now, after she released her initial response, a fan reached out to her via her DMs, offering the former reality star some support and condolences for having to go through all of this drama in the public eye. She answered the message and revealed that she was glad it was out in the open so she could be a voice for women who were going through a similar situation, saying, "I want my children to be proud of their mother for not taking this sitting down. Well-behaved women rarely make history, and I plan to be on the right side of it." Oh, Lord.
Another one. I mean, this is messy. It's like the further these two are broken up, or the more the longer they're apart, it's the messier it becomes, which I feel like is usually the opposite. Usually people figure out the co-parenting thing by now.
Right. Yeah. You would think they've been not together for quite some time. And, the kids are getting a little bit older now. I'm sure they recognize that there is a lot of tension between their parents, and, it's just not healthy. It's put your differences aside, stay off social media, maybe just communicate through your lawyers or through an app like other people do, and just move on. Why hold all these this anger towards one another?
The country club isn't protecting.
Yes. Oh my God. I have to reread that again. What's the country club going to do for you?
I don't get it. All right. Moving on to Beverly Hills. Kyle Richards revealed that she's cut something big from her diet as she continues to showcase her weight loss transformation. She's cut alcohol. She wrote via Instagram, "Truth is, I don't miss it at all. I feel amazing, so don't see the point right now." Richards noted that she doesn't have a time frame for when she'll reintegrate alcohol into her lifestyle. According to her February 15th will mark 7 months without drinking. One of her followers wondered whether Richards will pick up a cocktail again, and she said, "I don't plan on it." When filming starts again. She teased, with that said, some of these women have been known to drive someone to drink. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that show sober.
Right.
While fielding questions, Richards also gave some insight into her workout regimen. She said, "Love my Peloton. I use it about 3 times a week. I used to do some of the strength training, but not anymore. I do love an arms and intervals class when I am short on time." Oh, I mean, we have noticed how good she looks lately. So
yeah, she looks great. So good for her, whatever's working. But I can't imagine going through an entire season of Beverly Hills filming without having a cocktail in hand.
Yeah, no, not for me, but
not for me. But good for her. Good for her. All right, well, let's get into our real talk. And we recently caught up with Margaret Josephs, who talked about how her ex-best friend spilled some gossip to Teresa and Jennifer this season. Take a look. So were you shocked when she wanted to invite you over for cheese and crackers and make amends?
Well, she knows, I always love a good meal, a snack. So she knows how to lure me over, with some food. And I seriously thought, I was like, oh my God, she's going to hit me in the head with the shovel and bury me in the backyard. But no, I was, I thought it was so soon. I was pleasantly surprised, but I was very shocked.
Yeah. Did you feel like in that moment that maybe she was changing a little bit? Obviously, she was going to therapy to kind of work through some issues. And obviously her relationship with Louis maybe helped a little bit. So did you feel like she was turning over a new leaf?
You know what? I was like, it was baby steps. And I was impressed that she wanted to reach out and discuss. And I wanted it to be sincere and not just for optics. So, that's what we agreed, that we would just take baby steps.
Right. And how long did this resolution last for?
I think, we were pretty much pretty good most of this season. I hope she values my opinion, though I think other people get involved. And she doesn't always see clearly when other people get involved.
Right. Obviously we don't know exactly what happens this season, but it says in the description that Jennifer and Teresa have some issues with you this season when an ex-best friend spread some gossip. So what is this gossip and what can you tease about this?
I will just say is just like everything they accuse me of is actually the behavior that they do. They accuse me of meeting with people. That's exactly what they do. So I think that's really what it is, which is very disappointing. And that's really all I could tease about. But, people who are interested, who were previously in my life, who wanted to get in this group of friends, couldn't get in through me, even though I tried terribly to have them around us. Decided to meet with Jennifer and Teresa to try and get in by hurting me and hurting our other friends. And Teresa and Jennifer took the bait, but that's what rats do.
Right. I mean, is that so hard to see? Obviously, when you're, in the spotlight and a lot of people want to share your shine, is that really hurt when obviously a former friend?
I will tell you why it hurts, because I am very embracing of a lot of people, and I have had friends in my life forever. This, unfortunately, was somebody I've known since I'm very young, and I've been very close with this person. But I did see some signs that were happening. But most of my friends, no one's like that. Only this one person. Everybody else really champions all of my successes. But it does happen, and fame is a very thing that people really want. To be in the public eye. I think they only see the good side of it. It's a double-edged sword, as we all know. And it's unfortunate that could really hurt a friendship.
Yeah, it seems like this woman wanted to be on the show for quite some time, and this is how she got in. And it appears that maybe she is the one that starts this rumor of Melissa cheating on Joe. But I think we're going to have to wait and see if that happens. Well, it's going to happen, but I think that she was the source of it.
Totally. We also chatted with newbie Jennifer Fessler, who shared her thoughts on Teresa versus Melissa.
Did you understand why Teresa didn't have Melissa in the wedding? Do you understand why they didn't go to the wedding?
It's really tricky, right? Because you become close to certain members and of the cast, and maybe you're more close to certain members than to other members. It doesn't mean that you don't like the other members, but you hear and you you sympathize with people's feelings and you get maybe more information from one than from the other. And you're in the mix though, right? So you're in this group of women and dealing with them. And you're not just dealing with your one friend who is so upset because somebody stabbed them in the back. You're, trying to sort of balance. So I do understand where, and at times really understood where Teresa was coming from. She was really open with me about what she was going through. I really love Melissa and understand how she felt and feels. And it was a very tough call, that wedding. So it was just horrible, all around. But if you're asking me if I understand why she didn't go, yes, I do.
Yeah. Would you have not gone?
I don't know. Listen, like all of us, like I've had fights with my family that have, lasted for more time than I would have wanted. I think there was at one point in my life where I didn't speak to my sister for a year, maybe. And it's the worst, it's like something that just weighs on you every day. And ironically, she got married when we weren't doing well. And I did go to the wedding, and there's a picture of me in it like this, like just yelling. But listen, and what we went through, I can't even be compared. I mean, Melissa and Teresa are in the spotlight and they've been through so much and it's so hard. So I'm not really comparing, but I don't know what I would have done if I was in Melissa's shoes. I feel terrible for all parties. What I like about you so far, just seeing in the first episode and in the trailer, it seems like you were very unfiltered and kind of tell it as it is. Were you ever hesitant to do that? Or were you like, I'm going to, make my opinion known? I love that. Thank you for saying that. No, I don't think I was ever hesitant to do that. It's, it's just who I am to a fault, I think at times, right? Like, my mom is always like, not everyone needs to know every thought that goes through your head at every minute, Jennifer. So maybe I sometimes should filter myself more than I do, but it kind of is something that comes naturally to me. Did it get you in trouble at all this season? It's funny because I think, yes, it did, but it also gets me in trouble not in the season. Yeah. It's like, I sometimes try to play devil's advocate, right? Not always. And, you love someone, you want to hear really what they're saying. And even if you disagree, try to get your head around the way that they feel. But yes, there are definitely times where I'm like, well, what about this? And maybe you should look at it this way. And not everybody's always open to that, but I try. Yeah. I like Jennifer. She's funny.
She is funny. She doesn't hold back. Yeah. I think she's a good addition.
I like all the new girls this season. So let's recap this episode and, kind of get into it. Danielle hosted her first mozzarella party, which a little mutz party, I love it.
Yeah. It made me a little bit homesick, these New York accents, the mozzarella, the pizza making. I feel very much at home, home away from home. Long Island is not that different from Jersey.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Well, Teresa and Melissa, this whole drama keeps going. They were saying that Teresa keeps smacking Joe, didn't want him to walk her down the aisle. I mean, I think a lot of the puzzle pieces are going to start filling in this whole saga between the two of them. And then I feel like we can really decide which side we're on. But I do agree with Melissa being like, why do you keep saying that family is so important to you when clearly it's not, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the whole wedding drama with that, it just seemed like the wedding was the icing on the cake.
Yes.
If you will, like, I feel like there's so much other things leading up to this that she just didn't want her to be a part of the wedding at this point. I don't think it was just like a decision suddenly that she's not going to be a part of the wedding party. I think many things led up to this.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You're having Dolores and Jennifer in your wedding party over your sister-in-law. Yeah. Like this runs much deeper than that. Totally.
Yeah, exactly. Like sad. It was sad when Joe Gorga was saying how like their parents are, looking down on them, upset. And like, it is like, just get over it. What is going on?
No, totally. But it is kind of good that, Melissa is like, she's like, I'm done worrying about her. I'm done trying to put this family together. And that's that's why I think like maybe we'll see like such a breakdown between everybody, because it just seems like everybody at this point is just done. Like we're tired of putting on this facade for everyone, and we're just letting everybody know how much we really hate one another.
Yes. Put it all out there.
Put it all out there. I love that we finally got Teresa's wedding invitations and that Ramona ruined the surprise.
I love it. I mean, we watched that in real time, so it's really funny to watch it play back and watch Teresa's reaction. And those wedding invites, I mean, wow, for a second wedding, you're putting real flowers in the invite.
That's a lot of flowers that you're sending out. It really is. And then Margaret and Jennifer kind of going at it again. This kind of came out of like nowhere. I thought like we squashed this beef last season, so why are we kind of rehashing this all over again?
I don't know. It felt kind of random to me too. It almost felt like, oh, we don't have enough drama, let's bring it back up. But then Teresa and Melissa trumped all that. So
it just, but like we said before, how this is turning into the Jennifer show again. It just feels like the only time Jennifer has a storyline really is just when she's fighting with people. So I don't know. It just feels like she just has to always be at odds with somebody.
I 100% agree. I think she needs to be the center of attention.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And she's getting it once again. I love that Danielle called her home the Caesar's Palace of Paramus.
Yes, I loved it. Her house is beautiful. She's funny. Like, I don't know if she's going to add much drama.
Yeah.
She's almost like a little bit of a moderator.
Right.
In a way.
Yes.
But she had some fun to the show. And then we see Rachel again. I mean, she looks great.
She looks, she's 7 weeks after giving birth is insane.
That outfit she wore to this mozzarella party.
Right.
I was like, okay, this is motivation.
Right. Yes. Seriously.
The baby weight if she can do it that quickly after.
It's crazy to me. It's like popped out the kid and went right back into your normal size jeans. Must be nice. Looks great. Well, I'm excited for next week because it seems like the drama really heats up between the house husbands now with Joe versus Louis. So it's going to be good. All right. Well, let's move on to our social spotlight of the week, where we discuss which housewife caught our attention on social media. Mine went to Larsa Pippen because she and her boyfriend, Michael Jordan's son, are officially on. She posted a photo of him saying, "My forever Valentine." So so awkward, but hey, good for them.
Good for them. Mine goes to Luann. She posted on Valentine's Day, "I don't know any gals that don't love roses on Valentine's Day. Hashtag Galentine's Day." And then she also posted, you know how everyone made these like old school Valentine's memes this year? She posted a few, one being "Don't be all uncool on Valentine's Day," which I loved. So many good ones. So check those out.
Love Luann. Love it so much. Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Getting Real with the Housewives. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.